Getting out the dark.
Hey
We
everybody,
live. What's up,
we are
YouTube?
live. Got a little bit of a late start. Marlon and I were tracking one of the new tunes that we're working on, Down to Earth, at the Green Oaks Tavern. Let me give you a shot of that. Green Oaks has been nice enough to let us record here, set up some recording equipment. Got a full drum set, percussion. We tracked, I don't know, Marlon, what, seven different tracks of percussion. Congas, bongos. What else?
We did at least 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, so I'll be mixing that tonight. Jelando's already tracked the bass part. Kevin and Josh have tracked their parts, so we're just waiting on the mix from Marlon's session today, and we'll have something to show y'all. Should be maybe by the weekend sometime, and we'll post that on YouTube, obviously, which is the best place to see all the new content that we're putting out there, just in general, but especially during this quarantine. So I'll put Marlon on the spot here. Just finished a couple hours of recording. Just full disclosure, he's sitting over here. We are socially distant YouTube live.
I didn't see him. I didn't see him. He must have blended in with the wood.
He's trying to blend in, but he's right there.
Oh, okay.
So Marlon just got to sight read some funky, kind of weird stuff in 5/4 with lots of hits. How do you feel?
Marlon?
What was that again, Jordan?
Just saying. So you tracked a bunch of stuff in 5/4 with a bunch of hits and some crazy stuff, mostly sight reading. How did it feel?
Well, some of the grooves are new to me, so it takes me a minute to get the hang of it. But I think the parts that we did are sounding very, very good, man. Very interesting, fresh, and fresh. You know, and I'm very glad with what's coming out of it. It's interesting the grooves that we. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the really fun things about being in the studio is that you get to kind of try one thing, it doesn't work, try a different thing. You like that one, you throw the first one out, then you loop a couple things on top. Especially with percussion, you're able to dub a bunch of tracks on top. We had a lot of shaker or cabasa on top of a bell part, on top of some bongo parts, on top of a conga part, on top of this, that, the other thing. So it was really fun just watching him try to figure out what he wanted to play over something. And then, I had a couple ideas here or there, and we just kind of a couple hours of trying to create and arrange the section. Like I said, to a tune that we'd never really worked on together before today. It's kind of a fun stage in this process, getting to collaborate and make music.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about it is that you two are the only people who have come together to work. Everybody else have done their parts separately.
That's right.
And so, which makes it interesting. And even we are anticipating what it's going to sound like when it all comes together. So, I think the listeners will be just as surprised as we are.
I hope so. I
Cool.
so. I think we left a couple of little wrinkles in there that'll surprise even y'all that have read the chart and played through the track. It's a. Jelando, you can kind of describe the tune as well as you can. What is your kind of take on Down to Earth?
My take?
Yeah.
Well, it's a Josh Simon tune in a different meter, 5/4. But this one it's a little more up pace than the other ones in terms of the groove and the feel. And so um, what I try to do, my approach to it that is to have a put the feel to it in 5/4, and it's the bass is aggressive. It's not laid back at all, and so I have to keep that aggressive vibe going, but at the same time give it some type of feel to it, so that it feels good. It's not just notes happening. It wants to be. I want to make it musical. We want to make it as musical as possible. And so once I did that, it took a little while to do that, and then also to overcome a few technical glitches that I needed to do. But it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be interesting once I hear it all together with all the other instruments, and that's going to be um, not the final. I would say probably the final. I'm probably going to want to do my track again, to be honest with you. But that's what it's about, to get it to where our standards are. As musicians, and especially in this group, we have some high standards, as it should be, and so that's what it's going to be about once we hear it and critique it. And also, what's another good thing about with this, what we're doing here, which is we've never done before, is taking the subscribers and the fans along, taking them along on the ride. So you know you're listening to the song coming from the ground up, and then if the song, let's say the song wins a Grammy, say, yeah, I was there when they started this thing. I was there when the song started, and that's real special. So you know, uh, yeah, down to earth. That's what it's about.
It's funny you talk about the idea of winning a Grammy with a song, and obviously it's unlikely for any song to get there, even for big name artists, right? Even if you're a top 40 mega star, you sit there, you go, how do I write another hit? It's hard. But on the other hand, every song, no matter how big of a hit it ends up being, starts out in somebody's head, sketching a couple different ideas down, trying to say, okay, like what kind of melody am I looking for? What kind of chordal harmonic structure am I looking for? What kind of rhythmic structure? Things start to come together. You got one section, you got another section. They don't go together. You're moving around, and then especially in this kind of situation, you bring it to a band, and everybody in the band reads a chart. You got a tempo, you got some chords and some notes and some sort of a sketch of what it's supposed to be, and you see that life cycle of it. It comes together and it starts to grow into something. And I know for me, I listened through it, beginning of tracking. It's interesting, but I don't really know what it is yet. And I think a lot of that, as I was tracking my part, sort of crystallized in my head of what this was going to turn into. But then listening to the rhythm part that Josh tracked, that I just heard today, it sounds a little different than even I had thought about. And then all the percussion stuff Marlon tracked today made me rethink kind of what this tune was supposed to be. And that'll grow as we start to play it live, hopefully at some point, and then work towards an eventual album recording of it. But yeah, maybe it will win a Grammy. You never know. It's interesting. For songs to actually get there, when do the artists know that it's that caliber of a song? It's somewhere along that process of that's a good idea. Here's another idea. Glue it together. Suddenly, bang! You got a hit. So
Yeah,
that's interesting.
you wake up one day, and it's all over the all over the net, all over fake social media. After you put your heart into it and set it out there, and then you wake up the next day, and there it is. You know, but going back to what you said, as about um, putting everything together, chord structures, the rhythm, melodic, melodies, harmonies, and all. You know, um, everything. You want everything to fit. You want everything to fit, and you want everything to flow and to feel good and to sound good. And that's a process. You know, um,
Yeah,
it's a cool process. It's a journey, like I like to say, to get everything to fit in its proper place. And us recording it this way is one thing, and then but when we come together to actually play it as a unit, it's going to be different, you know. But that's something to look forward to. What it's going to sound like when
yeah.
we all come together and play it.
I think we're all looking forward to that for many reasons. Um, it was really fun just to hear Marlon create stuff today. For that reason, I've been tracking stuff for a bunch of different projects on my own. Been writing a lot in my music room on piano, trying to track some stuff there. Um, Felix has an idea for a new song I've been looking at. Um, you know, but it's all sort of my head, my ideas, and my playing. And it was fun to just sit there and hit record and listen to Marlon play. And so suddenly it's his ideas and it's his energy. And it's something we get spoiled by normally, always having other people's musical energy to share with. But it was a fun day that way for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, what do you think about it, Marlon?
It's I think is what is interesting to me is when you come from different angles, completely from different uh, way of hearing things. Like I will record something, and some sections I don't hear. So I asked Jordan, Jordan, what do you hear here? I mean, do you hear anything? And he come with an idea that I will never, because he comes from another background, and I think it becomes very experimental uh, when you are open to each other to recognize that we come from different backgrounds, and to make it work, it takes some special kind of talent from both sides. And that's what I noticed today. In some sections, I had no idea what to do. And Jordan will give me an idea, and I will add to that idea that I never had before. So it keeps building, you know. It's like to me, it's like an experiment. It's like a completely an experiment, experimental music in a way. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, experiment and an experience. Yeah.
That's that's exactly right. Um, Jelando and I were talking last week about sort of the energy that Marlon brings to the group. We were a four piece for a while, then added Felix and Marlon, so our rhythm section went from two to three. And an idea of sometimes there was stuff that Jelando and I were hearing. We're like, man, I wish somebody would play this, and then Marlon filled those holes. But there's also that really cool other thing that happens when somebody has some ideas that you haven't thought of and you like. Um, and so suddenly now that's a new part of the song that you never would have thought of, but now the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. So
Yeah.
that,
Hmm.
that definitely happened today a few times in both directions. There were some things I just assumed he was going to
Correct.
play, and he grabbed the bongos and was like, how about this pattern? That sounds awesome. I have no idea what you're doing yet. Let me hear it a couple times, but it sounds great.
Hmm. Yeah, it's nothing like feeding off of each other too. You
Yeah.
know, you hear the sounds, and it opens up your hearing to different things, to new things. You know that you probably would not have heard um, without that added piece. You know, um, it's just a natural thing with musicians to for our hearings to open up when we get certain pieces, even stuff that we didn't even know was missing. You know what I mean? It's just like and like what Marlon does when he comes with his percussion. It just we just hear things differently, and it shows up in our playing and also in ideas. Okay, now we got this piece, and I'm hearing this. Let's try this, and it just keep going and going. And so, it's just it's a blessing to have, Marlon. It's definitely a blessing to have you, man. And you
Amen.
know, and the way you and Jordan feed off of each other, I feed off of that. So and you guys work so well
Say it
together.
again, Jelando. I couldn't hear very good what you said.
You didn't hear anything I said?
It's
Okay.
fine. He's on my iPad over there. I think that we're getting
Oh,
some
okay.
bandwidth issues. That's one of the fun things to do. Go find a musician and ask them to look at their iPad. It's always some ancient first generation old thing that no one else would want. But all we need is something to download some files, and it's almost like it's sheet music more often than not. So this thing is from 2010 or something crazy like that.
Oh,
Um,
oh, wow.
we're
That's
barely hanging in.
yeah, yeah. That's yeah. Hey, ride it as long as you can.
It's
That's that's
definitely
that's that's for sure.
another.
Go ahead, Marlon.
It's definitely a different approach. I never was in that approach of like Josh will write some tunes that I'm not very familiar with, but the more you listen to it, the more you start to listen the parts that could work, and you also play some parts that they don't work. So we're lucky today that we had the time to do that. That we are not under pressure.
Fellas, y'all still there?
That doesn't work. So we had the opportunity to do it today. So I think that's also another advantage that we have when we work like this.
Uh-oh. Think we lost value. We lost something.
He's running out of power. He's putting power into his computer.
Jordan?
He's almost there. He's hooking up the power cable into his computer.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna get it together.
Yeah, I
We
mean
love technology.
it's good.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
Jordan is back.
not yet. Jordan, you back?
Uh we do want to thank those who are watching the YouTube, our YouTube subscribers who are watching while we work through some uh, few glitches. But we thank y'all for watching, and we want you all to spread the word about this channel, the Groove Adhesive channel. There's a lot of neat things going on with the group, and it's all going to be right here on this channel. So you want to stay tuned in to what we're doing, and we would appreciate you doing this, hanging out with us during this quarantine season. Jordan is back.
We had some technical difficulties. Luckily, the computer went out and not the Wi-Fi, so Marlon was
Okay,
able to keep
I
going.
can hardly hear you.
Is this any better?
Yeah, I can hear you better. Yeah.
Okay. I did want to, now that we have Marlon here, we talked about the Noches Locas track a little bit last week. So I'm going to cue that up. Y'all continue talking, but I wanted to cue that back up and play that for everybody again. This time with sound on, as the last week we had the sound for that. So I'll be right back. Do that up for y'all.
Uh-oh. And now now we see Jordan, now we don't.
When do you put the bass on it, Jelando? How long
When
ago?
did I play the bass? I put the bass on it. It was this week. I actually sent a a copy of the track to Kevin. I sent that yesterday. Um, the the latest copy because I did another copy, but it didn't come out um, as well as it could have. So went back to the drawing board and put down the bass part that I sent out yesterday.
Oh, I see.
And you know, so I've been working on it. I worked on it for a little bit and to get it up because I actually came down to a time where I had the bass line memorized, actually the whole song memorized, and it was no need to look at the sheet music anymore. So at that point is when I started to put the feel into it that it needed, and put it the what it needed to bring the bass alive and bring it off of the sheet music, you know. And yeah, put it in there yesterday. Sent it to Kevin yesterday. I think we got Jordan back.
You got me back. I was gonna play that Noches Locas track real quick. Hopefully
Okay,
the audio comes through.
Jordan, your volume's going down on my end.
Okay. I'll talk a little louder.
If you can bring it up or
Okay,
whatever.
here we go.
Hope the people are hearing it. I'm not hearing it though. Ah. And which song is this? I didn't see.
This is Noches Locas. Does the audio come through? You should be hearing audio.
Say something, Jordan.
Should be able to hear the audio for this. I don't know why. Let me double check something real quick. Make sure that we're getting.
And so we gotta do a video for this song too.
Yeah, technical difficulties.
Hey, Marlon, can you hear me? Oh wow.
Now we go to the bell part.
Great.
Is that solo? That's such a good pan shot of Marlon and me.
We had that breakdown that day. Yeah.
That's Blue Goo, right?
There's no chance.
Oh, my bad. Noches Locas.
Yeah, man.
All right. So that was a little bit of no chest for you. We'll see how the audio quality comes through. Like I said, we're out on the street outside of Green Oaks Tavern, which is currently closed, of course, due to all the current events and the pandemic situation. So they've been nice enough to let us use the space to record in, but we do not have true Wi-Fi out here, so we're kind of making it work. Yeah, Marlon mentioned in the middle of that song, right out of that drum solo at the end, we now have a drum break with percussion and drums. Basically, a percussion solely between the two of us, which is really fun to do, especially live. But at some point, we'd love for that to be part of an album project and insert that section in there. That'd be the kind of thing that could be really, really sweet on a through composed kind of section. Hopefully, we'll be working on that this summer sometime. So, like we said last week, let us know if there are any songs in particular that you guys want us to cover for that project. Y'all have anything more to add, or do you want to probably wrap it up pretty soon, given the quality of the connection? We'll try this again with a little better Wi-Fi situation, I think.
Unfortunately, I can't hear
Yeah,
Jordan.
I got you.
I
I
still
think
can't hear you.
that's a good way to end that. And we'll try this again. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We'll bring you another one of these soon.
Um,
And I think that's a good time. So you want to, Jelando, you want to sign it off?